I played Beth Harmon 10 times, twice with each colour at ages 8, 15, 17, 20 and 22. Chess.com designed a bot to play like Beth Harmon from the Netflix show The Queen's Gambit. This is a mega video. First thing I want to suggest is save this video to your watch later playlist. You may not be able to watch it all in one go. Feel free to jump around, timestamps are available below. Now this is Beth Harmon at age 8. So her playing strength is the one we see in episode 1 of The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. I've just played knight f3 and Beth has just played d6, planning to go e5, get another pawn in the centre or c5. I'm going to follow some opening principles. And the first one I want to follow is trying to get your king safe as quickly as possible. So I'm going to go g3. Knight c6. Makes sense, we both got a knight out. Bishop g2. Now this is a cool setup with knight and bishop. Can you see already in 4 moves I've got my king safe? So this is a nice way to play, which I recommend. Now Beth has played a pawn move on the side which doesn't really do anything and is move 4. Now that I've done that, I'm going to apply my second rule, which is to get space in the center. And there are a few options. I can go d4, c4, even e4. So I'll go d4 because this stops this. Now Beth has played king d7, which I'm afraid is a terrible move because normally you want to get castled. You want to move these pieces out the way and then castle. So king d7 is terrible. Now I've got pawn in the center. Let me get another one. Very useful, these pawns, to control all these squares. f5 makes sense. You're controlling that square. So now knight c3. Now I'm applying my third rule, which is in the opening to move a piece you haven't moved before. So I've moved knight, knight, bishop, king. Now I'm going to move the bishop and then the queen. So I'm going to put the bishop on a sensible square on f4. Bishop g7. Beth has knight and bishop facing the pawn. Now I'll go queen d2 because queen and bishop line up against the knight. So Beth has played queen to f8 to defend it, so that's pretty cool. Still applying my second rule. I'm going to keep moving things I haven't moved yet. Now this is move 10. Rook to the center because rook and queen, very useful to face the king. Knight g4, played by Beth. Now this knight doesn't really look like it's doing anything, so I can kick the knight away. Now another option might be to blast open the center, so I'm going to go e4. Bishop f6. I have a really nice position. Central space, and every piece developed except this rook. Now I can put this rook to e1, or I can take first. Now e5 is a nice move because it threatens to open the d file, so I'm going to do that. Take, and this is a really nice move. This is called a discovered check because as soon as I take, now the queen faces the king, and this is what Beth missed. The queen was attacking the king. Now the king gets out the way. Unfortunately, I can't go here to give checkmate because there's a knight here. I've got a free piece, so let's take it. Beth plays rook there. Now, she didn't capture me, so I will capture her. And this position is looking great. Now I can apply my second rule again. It's about moving something you haven't moved yet. And it is move 15, so I can play rook e1, and this is a great move. This is called a pin. Because after rook e1, I'm pinning the queen to the king. And she's in trouble. She blocks with the bishop, only move, or else I would have won the queen. Now I'm going to put more pressure on the bishop. So, pause the video. Can you find another way I can attack this bishop? I can play knight here to attack the queen, but no. I'm going to use this knight. I'm not going to go here because he can take me. I think I will go here. Knight g5, very dangerous. Knight a5, doesn't do anything. And now it's time to cash in. Rook e6, winning the queen. Knight takes c4, and here, I think there's a really nice move. I'm not actually going to take the queen because I think I've got checkmate in a few moves. So pause the video. Can you see a really nice move from white? It's about moving the queen to a really nice square, because at the moment Beth is attacking my queen. It is about using this pin, so I'm going to throw the queen right here. Queen to d7. Because when I play queen d7, Beth cannot take me, because this rook is still attacking the king. So it's a really nice move. Queen d7 check. King f8 and then checkmate in one move. This queen is now hanging, so I will just take it. So a nice victory. I'm playing Beth, age 8, and I will play the same move which she plays throughout the episode, which is the Sicilian. You go e4 and I will go pawn to c5. The Sicilian defense. Notice this pawn gets central space. Notice this pawn controls the d5 square, but I control the d4 square. So already it's quite exciting. Now we have a random pawn move on the side of the board. So even though she's age 8 at 800 level, this doesn't really show too much understanding. Really, you should be controlling space in the center. Here I will go g6. Bishop e2. Makes sense, getting a piece out and then a knight out here. I'll go bishop g7. Knight a3, and I'm just applying my rule. The first thing you should do is try and get your king safe. Now I can play knight f6, but then he pushes the pawn to attack it, so I don't really want that. So I'm going to play d6. So then this pawn can take his pawn. So d6 first. Bishop d3. This is just a wasted move. You should not be playing a move like this, because I always like to give myself the option to move the c, d and e pawns. Here you're blocking this pawn from ever moving. So this bishop, it cannot come out at the moment. You're just going to have to waste a move. Move this bishop again. So I'll go knight f6. Now I'm ready to get my king safe. And here, king f1. Maybe Beth at age 8 doesn't know how to castle. Really should be getting the knight out and then getting safe. So castle away. f3. Not a good move, because the knight should go to that square. Now this king is a bit weak. All these dark squares around the king are weak. So let's get pieces out. This is my second rule. Always move a piece you haven't moved yet. So notice, every move I've made has been moving something new. So now time to move this bishop, and then I'm going to move the queen. So where can this bishop go? Let's put it here. Let's go rook c8, g4. That means her king is now a bit weak. Maybe the king can come here for shelter. This bishop looks like I can attack it, so I think knight e5 looks like a good move. So let's try that. King f2. Now I can grab this. I can also go d5, trying to break up his structure. So I think I will do that. Bishop b2, good move, attacking my knight. Now, even though his bishop attacks my knight, I'm going to do this, because then I attack his bishop. She takes me, and now I think I can play this with check. She doesn't take back. Well, she really should just recapture my knight. So now I'm a knight up. So I think I can just retreat it, and then I'll be winning. So let's just put it back here. A bad move, just putting the bishop in the middle, because I can just take it with check. King there. Here, there are a few good options. I can put the bishop here, so then it's controlling a really nice diagonal. I can also play a move like d3, just breaking up his structure. So I'm going to do that. d3 check. King e1. Now, she should have taken me, but now I can take here. Knight takes. Now I can go knight d3 check. Let's play bishop c6. Just lining up against this diagonal. Queen e2. This queen doesn't attack this because I've got a bishop defending it. And this pawn structure looks a bit weak. And here, there's a nice tactic on this line. I can actually play knight takes g4. Because if she took me back, then this bishop can take the rook. Now I'll go knight f5. Knight coming into the center. Also, this knight can actually fork the queen and rook, because after this move, this square is now open. So let's win the rook. Knight g3 f4. She's just hung her queen, so let's take it. Rook h3, let's take the knight. Really, at age 8, Beth is not recapturing her pieces. Let's go e5, because then this queen can come in here and it'll be checkmate very soon. So queen takes h4 check. King f1, and this is the first checkmating pattern you learn. When the queen is opposite the king, then as long as there's something defending it, it will be checkmate. So queen f2 will be mate, because white cannot take back. I've built up probably the maximum amount of pressure. Knight, queen, rook, rook. I've got 4 pieces on this. Knight takes, queen takes, rook takes. But then rook, and then this pawn is hanging because this bishop can take that. So if rook f8, everything comes off. Rook takes, well, not like that. Rook takes, king takes. King is here, and then bishop can come here. So if I do that, I am 2 pawns up. In this video, I'm going to play Beth Harmon at age 15. Let's go knight f3. Knight c6. So she's planning to go e5. So I think I should stop that. Now I can go d4 or I can go g3. Let's go d4. d5. Now I'll go g3. This is the setup I recommend. You want to get your king safe as soon as possible. So knight, pawn, then the bishop comes out, and then you can castle. Knight b4, cool move. Both knight and bishop actually come in here. So if I castle, she's going to take this, attacking the rook. So now I can play knight a3. Now I'm not worried that my knight is misplaced on this side of the board because I can kick it away. So I'll castle first. Now I can go c3. Knight a6. Pretty creative putting the knight here. So she's age 15 and playing some pretty creative moves. The idea is that she can go c5 and there's a knight supporting it. Now I can move the knight back to b1, or it can go to c2. e1 to d3 to e5. That is a route. It's a long route. I wonder if it's worth doing. I'm going to get the bishop out first. c6. By the way, taking here wasn't a threat because I have queen a4 check. So then I can take back with the queen. But now she's threatening to play bishop takes a3, doubling my pawns. So I'm going to play knight c2. I'm going to go for this creative journey. Bishop e4, knight e1. Bishop d6. Wow. Okay. So maybe she should be getting this piece out. Then she can castle. Now putting a question to the bishop. Now, do I want to trade? Well, if I don't trade, I could keep it, retaining more tension in the position. I could go knight d3, then take with a knight. You know what? That's creative. Let's try that. Knight d3. Take with a knight. Now, this knight, it could come here. So that's why I thought knight f6 was better, just to stop it. Now g5, so aggressive. If I go knight h5, bishop g6, my knight is actually trapped, so I'm going to come back here. Bishop f5, so she's just retreating. The bishop was well placed here. How to continue? Maybe b4, a4, get space on this side of the board. Punish the knight. I think I will do that, yeah. These 2 pawns clamp down on this square. Everything is clamping down on this. There's no break. Really, she should be getting the knight out and then castling. Let's go a4. Get space. Knight c7. Cool. Now, where do the pieces belong? Where do the knights belong? Knight can go here to here to here. I could just put that one in straight away. Rook e1 and e4 is not possible at the moment. Questions. I think I'll go knight c5. g4. Now, with this move, I can actually put my knight on the side. But I think knight d2 is better. The reason it's better is because now, knight, bishop, and pawn, we want to break open the center. It's moved 17 now. I've moved every piece. I've moved almost every piece. b6. The knight can just come back. I can actually go e4. Because if I go e4, I take this one. Yeah, but it just takes back. What are you talking about? Check, knight e7. e4, take, check, knight e7, take. Get a pawn back. Yeah, but this pawn is pretty weak. I could go f3, break it up. You know what? I'm going to go for that. That looks creative. Take, cool. Now I can bring this knight back, which was the idea. Now this bishop is very much alive. It'd be nice if this pawn was back here, because then that won't be a target. Now I've got a lot of pressure. I'm very pleased with my position. I could go f3, because look, this rook is actually on the same line. Let's go f3. Take. Now I can take with the queen. Very dangerous. Queen, rook on the same line. It's like she can't even move this knight because you need this knight defending it. So I can go g4. g5 is just so dangerous. Knight c4. Rerouting here, put a question to the bishop. Yeah, chess. You see, the problem in chess is there are just so many options, even when you have a good position. But I'd rather have a good position with lots of options than a bad position with no options. Or a bad position with options, but they're all bad. That sucks. Rook f2, rook f1. Maybe double rooks. Trying to get Alekhine's gun in. Rook f1. Then I've got rook, rook, queen on the same line. Now if rook f1, knight g4. So I might go h3, then g4. This is actually a little bit annoying, so I'm going to take a move out. I'm going to take a breather. Knight d5, fair enough. Here and here, also coming to protect. So let's go rook f1. I've used Alekhine's gun against Beth Harmon, so that's pretty cool. Rook, rook, queen on the same line. Now g4 forces this bishop to move, and I think that's good. So let's do that. Might take, and I'll take with a knight. And I've built up probably the maximum amount of pressure. Knight, queen, rook, rook. I've got 4 pieces on this. So I probably can take. Knight takes. Knight takes, knight takes, queen takes, rook takes. But then rook, and then this pawn is hanging because this bishop can take that. So if rook f8, everything comes off. Rook takes, well, not like that. Rook takes, king takes. King is here, and then bishop can come here. So if I do that, I am 2 pawns up with a completely winning endgame. Should I go for that? Yes. Knight takes f6. Queen takes, check. Knight takes. Rook takes. Rook f8, cool. I can actually keep the pressure, I can take that. But if I take and then take, but then knight c4, you see, that's the problem. I am 2 pawns up, the knight can come here, so let's have a think. Let's calculate this again. The rook's come off. The king is here. I go bishop here. Knight c4, and can the knight cause some damage? A little bit. I think I need to change my mind. So I might go rook e6 instead. So if rook e6, maybe the rook's come off. And then I can win a 3rd pawn. That might be even stronger, so let's go for that. The rook's come off. It's important to take with the king, then the bishop still faces this pawn. Might check me. Now, do I just go king back or king in the center? If king here, he can go rook e8, but then the rook's come off, and then I can play this, completely winning. So my king belongs in the center. Knight c4, fair enough. Now I can take this. He's got nothing. I could go check, then actually get this one, which might be juicier. If I take with the bishop, then the bishop can come back attacking the knight. Okay. So if take, if rook here, bishop back, king f7, then rook c6 discover check. King moves wherever, then rook takes rook. Let's try that. Take. Rook f6, but this just swaps off pieces, so we're good. Now, do I want to swap? I can go check and then bring the bishop back. That might be more effective. Yes, let's go check. King f8, and I'm glad I didn't swap because now I can take something. Ah, my bishop's hanging. That was silly. I can go rook c7. That was lucky to defend it. It's probably the only move that doesn't lose. Or bishop here. But then I lose the rook. So rook c7. Yeah, that was silly. Alright, let's go here. Knight b2. Good thing is, doesn't actually do anything. Bishop's defending it. Now I can go d5. Then I cement this bishop. Then I can use the rook to take something. He might go rook here, but then I can take that one. So d5 it is. Rook h6, fair enough. Rook h6 is a good move. It's a double attack. It's a double purpose move, I mean. You attack me and you defend you. But this rook can come here. So I can take and push. Do it. And now this can become a queen soon. Rook takes c3. Check and d7 is a nice tactic because it forces promotion. Check, king comes forward, doesn't matter. Then the pawn pushes. I give up the bishop and then I get a queen. Check. Push. Check, doesn't matter. This is what I call a spite check. It's a check that doesn't do anything. King can go anywhere. I think I want to hide here. So let's go here. Check. Let's hide. Check. Hide. There's always shelter. I could go here, then save the bishop. That might be even better. But let's just hide here. Now he goes there, okay. I get a queen, and then that's it. Winning. Take, take. Rook up. Let's finish it off. 2 against 1. I can push, create a pass pawn. I could go for a mating net. g5. Lock him in. Knight e5. Let's go bishop here. h6. Push, I think. g6. Yeah, let's just push. Take, but then I take and then win everything. Check, and then take. Okay, let's get rid of that one. And now let's checkmate. So gonna play rook here because this rook cuts off the king. Now the king cannot cross the border. So I can just push both pawns. I can get 2 queens really. Push, 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 push. So it's okay that he took the rook. Now he can never take the queen because this queen guards this. So push, 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 push. Now 2 queens, and now the king is actually on the back row. So I can actually play 2 moves. I can go queen here. So then this queen covers the entire back, or I can go here. You can see a nice triangle being formed. Or I could go here, then the queen covers the back, and then the other queen can go here. So there's so many ways to have 2 major pieces, queen or rook, just cutting off the king. So let's go for this one. Because the queen cuts it off this way, and now I can go for this one. The queen goes here, and then this queen checkmates the king. Queen on the back, queen on the second row, and the king cannot go anywhere. Ah, b5, c5, because then this bishop doesn't protect this. Let's say that again. b5, the bishop moves, then c5, and her center is collapsing. So that might be best. She plays d4. I will play knight f6. Bishop g5. Early bishop move attacking the knight, so now I will get the center, d5. This is called the Trompowsky attack, e3. I like it when the knights defend each other, so I'm going to play knight d7. It does block this bishop in, but this bishop can come out another way. c4. So she's got 3 pawns in the center. So I can take and then go g6. I'm going to do that, yeah. Knight d2, g6. Take and bishop g7. So what's happened is I've got my knight bishop out and I can castle soon. But I'll take back first, and I will take with the knight. Knight, bishop and king. So 2 pieces in front of the king is very safe. Take, take, and now it's about moving something you haven't moved yet. So I can move the bishop, the queen. The rook is well placed defending this. I can go b6 and then probably the bishop can come out here. So I'm going to try that. e4 getting the center, fair enough. Looks nice, 2 pawns in the center, but this is called a hypermodern opening from the black side. You give white the center, but then you try to attack it, so I can go bishop here. The knight can come and attack it. The queen is putting pressure here. Maybe I can go c5 as well. So let's go bishop here. Queen e2, good move. The queen and bishop defend each other. She can also offer a trade. I don't want her to trade, so I might play a6. That could be an annoying move if she trades this bishop off. So I'll go a6 to actually stop that. e5, fair enough. Now, pushing your pawns, you're getting space, but then I can put a piece in the middle. Every pawn push is like weakness. Queen e4, oh gosh, dangerous move. For her, I mean, because this bishop is like indirectly attacking the knight. So if I just defend it, then I've got a nasty move later. So I think I'll just play rook b8. Even queen c8 is possible. Yeah, queen c8 is okay. But then the queen is on the same file, so let's go rook b8. Knight g5. Oh, wow, she is aggressive. Okay. Knight g5, planning queen here, trying to checkmate me. Also, she's got threats. Knight f7, you got e6, trying to break up the structure. Wow, she's an aggressive player, fair enough. Which is cool, because she is aggressive in the show. She plays some pretty good games. If e6, just to stop her doing anything, if I play e6, this queen attacks this knight. So you might go h4, but then I can kick the knight away, and then I can move the knight on. Well, there's no good discovery, you see, that's the problem. If h6, knight f3, no good discovery, so I will just go e6. She should just move the queen. Queen h4, this is in my favour now. Because the queens can come off, and then there's no pressure. So h6 is good. Knight goes back. Her queen is better than mine, so I can trade it off. Get rid of her queen. Knight f4 with ideas, once the bishop is there. Rook can go to the middle, and then you go c5. Knight f4 looks dangerous, because there's a cheapo, by the way. If knight f4, cheapo means cheap trick. If g3, knight h3 is actually checkmate, because the bishop controls the entire diagonal. So the king can't go in the corner. Yeah, let's go for it. Fair enough, the bishop can come back all the way. Also, g3 is possible, now the king can go there. So we'll go rook d8. Might go bishop f1. Let's go rook c8. Planning that. g3. Now, where can the knight go? Check. Or back. a3. c5 probably. Time to break up the center. c5. Take. Take. Knight e4. Knight coming into d6. Always problems. How to break up the center. Maybe knight e7 actually, because then knight f5 putting pressure. And if knight e7, g4, knight g6 putting pressure here. Let's go through that again. Knight e7 might be good, because here, and then putting pressure. Or knight e7, knight c6. Let's do that. Rook c3, so maybe she wants to then defend this way. Knight f5, rook d3, c5 breaks it up a bit. Yeah, let's go here. Cool. Now I could go b5 then c5. Or should I go c5 straight away? Too many questions. That's the problem with chess. Too many questions. c5. Take. Rook d3. Bishop d3. Rook c5. Am I better? Knight e4. Where's the rook going? Rook here. But if I go b5, bishop moves. Doesn't matter. Then c5. d5's not a threat. Take. Ah, b5, c5. Because then this bishop doesn't protect this. Let's say that again. b5, the bishop moves. Then c5. And her center is collapsing. So that might be best. Yes, great. Now I'm winning. 1. Let's count the number of pieces attacking. 1, 2, 3. But at the moment she's just got 1 defending it. So I can take with the pawn or the knight. Knight d4. Yeah, let's go knight. Don't want knight e4. So I might take and then play. Take c4. Yeah, then double on that file. So take. Let's go c4. This is called a queenside majority. I've got 3 against 2. On the left, I've got 4 against 4. Also, my position is nice because I've got the bishop pair. 2 bishops against 2 knights. This bishop sliced the board. I mean, so does this, but then this bishop might come round and then can control all the dark squares. But at the moment, this bishop is controlling that. How to get in? Well, I can just play something sensible like doubling rooks. I can actually go rook c5. Then I can pick this up. a5, b4 looks great as well. Get the majority rolling. Bishop is coming there to trade pieces. a5, bishop e4. a5, bishop e4. Take, b4, and that pawn drops. So that's no good. Okay, I think I've got a plan. Bishop here, then here, then here. Offering a trade, and then I can get these rolling. So let's try that. Bishop e4, yeah. Take, I can go check, and then the bishop can come in. That might be worth it. So take. I mean, the rook can come in. Check. And now I can go rook d8, control the file. Yeah. Now I've doubled rooks. So that means I'm in charge of this file. I'm controlling all the squares. Rook e1 I'm pleased to see because I'm up a pawn, so if I keep trading, I'm likely to win. I can take and then actually get my other rook there. I think I'll go for that. Or do I want to trade for that rook? No. Misplacing the knight a little bit. Rook here. Hitting this. So you could go b3. Ah, rook c2, okay. Well, I can take and then go bishop c5. Now, I want to keep pieces on. Rook d1, knight f3, bishop c5, b3. Take there, b2. Yeah, let's keep some tension in the position. Let's go rook d1. Knight f3, and now I want to put some pressure here. This rook basically cutting off the king. Oh, I've got to be a bit careful. I go knight d2, knight e4. Oh, right, whatever. Bishop c5, knight d2, e4. Bishop d4. Okay, we'll go for that, because then the bishop here attacks this. And the knight coming here shouldn't be dangerous. Famous last words, shouldn't be dangerous. Let's try that. Rook c3. Now bishop d4 is real, because then the rook ending should be winning. So I'm going to play a clean move, I hope. Take. And this should be winning, because I've got 3 against 2. Now time to get the king over. to assist these. King f8. Rook e2, king e7. King d7, so she's just waiting. King here. f4. Push. Push. Take, take. h4. I don't need any funny business. I can fix that pawn, so I could go h5. Let's fix it. No chance, really, of anything happening for now. That's the target, if she doesn't push. So king here. Now I can get the king in. She's giving me a chance. Might take it. Or I can go rook here. Going for that. So we'll go rook first, then I've got options. Always play a move that gives you options. Rook here had this. Rook there, and now it's a clean finish. Because take, and it's 2 against 1. Now, I can just go here, going after every pawn. So I can actually take all these pawns. So that's instructive, so I will go for that. When the king marches here, every pawn will drop. Now c3. This is called a protected pass pawn. There's no way she can get at this pawn. f5, just take it. King is just too far away, all those pawns drop, and now it's like 4 against nothing. So game over. Let's push, let's get a queen or 2, and then that's it. Let's just get the king closer. Okay, push that one. She wants to go for a stalemate trick. That's pretty cool. If I get a queen, it's stalemate. The king cannot actually move, so all I have to do is just play a nothing move. Then the king moves, and then I can get a queen. Check on the back, and then I can check. And then it can be checkmate a variety of ways. Let's go queen here, because now we have the first checkmate you learn. King, king, and it doesn't matter what is protecting the queen. Here we've also got a pawn. If the queen is opposite the king, game over. King, queen, king. Beth is age 17, 2400 level on chess.com. Let's go, knight f3. g4, knight c6, looks good. Ooh, g4, knight c6, queen takes queen, rook takes, g takes, bishop takes, and she can't do bishop takes. She can't do pawn takes because bishop takes, attacking king and rook. King moves, I take that. So this just works out for me. Knight takes e6. She might trade queens, I'll take. She takes, and then I can take this way. And I am winning. Yeah. Without that tactic, I would have been lost. But now I can save the knight, and I am winning. King e3, a4, king up, a3, king e5, a2, king e6. Queen, mate. And mate. That is a useful pawn, just stopping me coming out. If I go queen b6, which just looks like a horrible move, if he takes, then the a file is open and his pawn is dropping. So maybe queen b6 is a really nice move. I would never normally trade queens in such a position, and she admits it. because she had to play king there. Now the queen's come off, and then I have a nice ending. Take. And bishop e5. No, I want knight e5. I want more pieces on the board. Bishop e2 makes sense just to stop this. Let's do this slowly. Do this slowly and properly. Okay, we'll go rook c3. Coming to d3. That is a flying move. That is one move I missed. Queen h3. Just all of a sudden, you just throw your queen in. You just miss it. Okay, if I go king g1, rook e2, at least I get the rooks off. Queen. Queen h3, king g1, rook e2, queen c8 check. I mean, I get the queens off. That is something. So I'll go for that. I don't want to, but I will. Rook e2, I have to go rook, queen e, c8 check. Right. How to play this. Let's go rook c5. And we'll play this rook ending, see what happens. Right, let's go rook here. Okay, now if I trade, king take, king e2, king c4, king e3, king d5, king f4, king f6 draw. So I could go rook d7 and my rook is more active. So I'm going to go with that. I don't know if it leads to anything, but I will try. King d5, rook here, let's cut it off. King f4, rook f7, king up. Now I've made progress. What's she done? King in. Not f4, g5, drawing tendencies are too high. Now we're good. I hope I didn't mess it up with that move. But I think I'm winning because a couple of pawns will fall. Come on, man, wake up. Check. Now, which pawn is a good one to take? Probably the f pawn. Not good. King g7. Rook h6. h4. Is that a blunder? I hope so. Rook f6. Take. Has the engine blundered? Queen. Yes, the engine has blundered because queen in the corner. And the queen all the way. Only move, man. Only move. And then we're good. Boom. Ooh. Just. Now I think the engine might have blundered here. Here. Just go h5. I think it's a draw if you play h5. Because I get a queen. Take, h4. And the king is just too far away. Take. Rook b5 with knight e5, but can't even move the knight. So king f6. Take. Rook takes f7 check. Yeah, finished. Oh dear. Oh dear. Where's the resign button? There must be a resign button. Come on. Okay. Beth Harmon, age 22, 2700 on chess.com. Let's go. Knight d4. Ooh, knight f7 check. Take, knight e2 check. King f1. Knight c1, bishop b7. Queen d1, king g2. King escapes. Let me just check that. Knight f7 check, gotta take, or else I smother mate him. Knight e2, king f1. Bishop g2, I can go king e2. And I'm good. Okay, I think I've got this. If I haven't, it'll make a good video anyway. Check, king f1, only move. Now bishop b7, or else queen d1 is a mate, because this knight guards that square. So bishop b7. king, 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 here, here. Bishop b7, king e5, take, knight e4. Take, 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 here, a4, a5, a6, queen, g2. I think that works out. Let me say that again. King c4, king f7, king c5, king e7, take, take, bishop b7. King e5, king takes a5, knight e4, bishop e4, king e4, king takes b4, king f3, a4, king f2, a5, king g3, a6, king somewhere, a7, g3, queen. Or even king h3, queen, g2. And then it's winning. King c4, king c5, or king b5. Take. Bishop b7. Oh, h5 first, okay. Now if king takes, got king c5, right? Yeah, but so what? King a4, I can break with a3. I need to take it. King c5 is expected. And now king a4. King b6. I can park the bishop here. King back to c5 and a3 is the move. Got to get it rolling. Take, take. King d4. You've just got to be careful. Maybe that's an awkward entry square. Well, I need to push. I need to push my passed pawn. b4. Knight d7. Later I can have a pawn break here if I need. Go after that pawn because it's on a light square. If I push, king c5. So I think I'll go forward first. Okay, I might go check and then b5 because I don't want a king here. I might need to go after these pawns if I've got a move like bishop c6. Knight e5, bishop e8, just to make sure these pawns come off. I might go for that actually. Bishop c6, knight e5, bishop e8, king e2, bishop h5, king f2, take, take, h5, king tear, b5. King's just too far away. So let's go for that. Bishop e8, take, take. And it's 3 against a knight, but I hope this is winning. b5, take, b6. Okay, it is winning. Push, b5. I hope it's winning. I got my decoy. Could I go g4? Knight takes, then b6. Done, b7. Yeah, let's march him. h5, that's further on the outside. If h5, king here, h6, h7, so on the outside is better. h6, check, h7, and we queen. Cool. Push. And mate. Alright, cool. Beating Beth at age 22. Nice victory there. e4, c5. Going to play the Sicilian against her. She's sacrificing a pawn. I might have to take it. No, no. Don't be silly. Take, take, take. Queen d5. d6. Queen f7. King d7. No thanks. Is my king on such a bad square? That's the thing. Do I dare go for it? Yep, I'll go for it. Queen d5, d6, only move, d6, check, king up. Let's see what happens. Bishop g5. There's a lot of pressure. h6, just to kick the bishop away. Check. That was a mistake. King c7. Now bishop e7. I'm getting clobbered. Queen g8 might be the only move. Take with check. Is there some mating pattern? Yeah. I'm getting mated in the middle of the board. Rook d1, bishop d4. Check. Yeah, I mean, this will make a funny video, so... Take. Might as well just resign. Can't even move. Check, king f7. Check. King. Mate. Oh no. That was a bit too quick from her. f5 is possible, just to free the position. I think I might go for it. I hate playing a move like f5 because it gives a backward pawn, but I need to free my position, so I'm going to try it. f5, take with the bishop. Got knight h4 now. c5, didn't see that at all. Pawn structure is completely different now. If I take, bishop takes, then you've got a bit of a weak pawn here. I mean, I don't love it at all, but let's try it. Bishop c4 first. Okay, I didn't expect that at all. So I think I need to go e5, then I can put something here. So let's try that. Crazy moves. Bishop here, rook, not even getting that pawn back. Can't go knight d4 because knight e5. I wonder if rook d6 is a brilliant move. If I go rook f6 to trade it off, I think I need to trade. So rook f6 is a move, so I will do it. Need to flush that rook out. Bishop c5, fine. But I can take, and then the rook is attacked. Yeah. It's not what I wanted. If knight d4, rook f6, bishop f6, bishop d4, take, knight d4. I'm going to do that. I don't know if it works, but it disturbs the forces. Yep, take. Now knight f3 check is there. Then bishop f6. Oh no, if bishop f6, knight d4, queen c5, knight f5. Okay. Maybe queen f8, we'll get the bishop off, and then b5. Take. Is queen a7 a move? No, queen e5. b5, queen a7. See, I can't even move this pawn. If I get the king out of the way. Queen takes h6, mate. Oh my gosh. Oh, mate, you won. Can't seem to beat her with black. I could beat her with white, but with black. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, that can go in a video, I guess. So you can laugh at my mistakes. I went king h8 and queen h6 is just mate. Bishop guards that square, queen just checks. Yeah, that's really funny. We might leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching this mega video of me playing Beth Harmon 10 times. I hope you learnt a lot. If you enjoyed the video, why not give it a like and subscribe to the channel at the same time. Make sure you hit that bell, then YouTube will let you know when I release a new video. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you later.